What is the abbreviation of ERP? ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning. How to plan the enterprise resources. That is the intention of the ERP. So from actually the ERP has started in 1960. In 1960 we called as a inventory control. What is meant by inventory control? In 1960s they are concentrated on the how to manage the inventory. In that point of view they have done the R&Ds. Slowly 70s they did some changes, material requirement planning. If we want to produce a materials, where it is available, how to gather, in that point of view they did the changes. From 80s manufacturing resources planning, that is we call as MRP2. That means if you want to produce a product, what are the materials required? What are the not materials? What are the resources required if you want to produce a material? In that point of view, they have did the R&D. From 90s till ERP is going on. ERP means enterprise resource planning. It is mainly 4 M's: money, machinery, material, and one more thing is men. So how to manage these things, how to avoid the unnecessary expenditure, how to utilize the manpower properly, how to utilize the machineries, and how to avoid the wastage of the materials. So how to manage all these things. The ERP is useful for managing these 4 things. So what is the purpose of the ERP? Integration of the business process. What is meant by integration? Integration nothing but a link between the one module to another module, right? So, and the next thing, online information at the corporate office for reporting. If you sit anywhere in the world, if you, for example, you have implemented SAP for your company, that okay, after completion of the implementation, the higher level management no need to come. That's not a mandate thing. You need to come and see the company's reports, all those things. In the world, you can sit anywhere. You can able to see in the company status what's happening in your company, the reporting points, and what type of problems solved once if you are using the ERP. What type of problems solved for my activities? First thing is material shortage. You can able to plan you can able to plan based on your requirement what type of materials required if you want to produce a product, and based on that you can able to enhance your productivity, and you can able to provide the services in time to the customer. These are the main benefits of the ERP. And next thing is what are the products? I said SAP is the one of the ERP product, right? In a ERP we have different products, not only SAP. Oracle, BAN, PeopleSoft, and JD Edwards, and now Microsoft Dynamics also is the new ERP product. Later we will discuss about the SAP. Comparatively, first we will discuss the remaining products. BAN and JD Edwards are the very old ERP products. In the market, it is not available right now. But Oracle Apps and PeopleSoft are both are available. But these two are Oracle Apps purchased the PeopleSoft software. They two are merged. PeopleSoft software is only for HR. It is success in the HR module point of view. Coming to Oracle Apps, it is fine, but it is not able to. It's not a competitor for SAP. What is the reason? Why it's not? It's a very good company. Why not SAP? The reason is SAP has introduced so many modules, but with good integration. But Oracle, they don't have that much level integration part. That is the main drawback of the remaining ERP products. But what is the success of ERP means every consultant will know and every consultant will say integration. The success of SAP is the good integration between the one module to another module. Next, this is the market capturing. How much the market was captured with the other ERP products and SAP.
Wow.
Yeah, and who are using the customer? Who are using SAP software? These are the few customers like IBM, Compaq, HP, Mercedes-Benz, Toyota, Lichett, Nike. Consulting, what is meant by consulting companies? Who are that? For example, I want to use the SAP. Okay, I have a company, I want to use the SAP. Then what I do? Immediately I will intimate to few IT companies. The IT companies will come and check our business process. Based on business strength, they are going to give the quotation. If the quotation is fine, the clients, then they will start the working. Who will come and implement the SAP company? Those persons we call as a consulting companies. Okay. So these are the few consulting companies like IBM, Capgemini, Accenture, Deloitte, Intel. These are the different consulting companies. Till now, just we discuss about the what is ERP, what are the products we have, all those things. Coming to SAP point of view, what is meant by SAP, what is meant by R3? SAP means System, Applications and Products in Data Processing. That is the abbreviation of SAP. R3 means three-tier architecture. What is three-tier architecture? I'll explain in the coming screens. Already you know this is SAP login. Yeah. Coming to SAP modules point of view, SAP modules mainly we can divide into three parts. One is technical, techno-functional, functional. Okay. Coming to technical point of view, mainly I am not saying all the modules. Mainly we have two modules. One is basis consultant and the second person is ABAPers. So if you want to start SAP, the work starts with the basis consultants. The basis consultant nothing but who is going to implement, who is going to install the software. Those persons we call as a basis consultant. System administrations are the basis consultant in SAP. Okay. So after installing the software, for example, I am FSU consultant, you are the SD consultant, some X person is the MM consultant, right? So as a manager, you are going to decide which person has what roles you want to assign. Okay. So based on that, the basis people is going to provide the authorizations as per our designations, as per our roles. So what will happen based on that? For example, I am FSU consultant, you are the MM consultant. FSCO related access only the basis consultant is going to provide for my user ID. SD related access they are going to provide to your user ID. That will happen based on that control. I cannot able to work on your premises. You cannot able to work on my premises, right? There is a control between the consultant to consultant, right? Yes. These are the major roles in the basis consultants. After that, technical people. Technical one more. ABAPers. ABAPers is nothing but any new developments is there, for that purpose they are going to work. But SAP is a developer software. What is the need of developers here? The reason is SAP is developer software, but what level? If you think about in the world, that is applicable for all company codes. SAP is developed not for your single point of view. In the world, how many companies are there? In all companies' point of view, they have developed, they are introduced to the software, right? But if you think about your specific company, maybe that is useful 70 to 80% only. What about the remaining 20% gap? How to fill that gap? That gap we are going to fill with our own technical team members like ABAPers. With the help of ABAPers, we are going to develop the remaining 30% we can fill. Either business process point of view or any new reports do you want, we can able to do with the help of ABAPers. Okay. Okay. Next, functional people. Like we are the functional guys like HR module, FSCO module, PP, QM, FSCM, SCM. These are the few modules in SAP functional modules. And one more thing is one more module, techno-functional. Techno-functional nothing but BI, BW is the techno-functional module. That's purely for reporting purpose. Hello, is it clear?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I said R3. When SAP has started, they have started with R1. R1 in the sense one-tier architecture. One-tier architecture. When SAP has started in 1970, five IBM people came outside and they are introduced SAP software in Germany. It was started in German-based company. Slowly, from 80s, they introduced R2. I'll tell you what is R1 and what is R2. Just see. That time we called as a two-tier architecture. From 90s till R3 is going on, but the name still we are using three-tier architecture only. But they did some changes. That is the reason they are giving them different naming conversions.
Okay.
But first of all, what is meant by R1, R2, R3? When SAP has started, we have three servers: user terminal, application server, and database server. These three servers, when SAP was introduced, they are maintained into one system in 70s. Slowly, they are adding more features. They are not able to maintain within a system. So what happens? Slowly, they are divided into three parts. At the time, they called as R2. R2 in the sense two-tier architecture. So at the time, user terminal is one part, and user terminal and application service is one system, and database server is one system. From still, they are adding more features. They are not able to maintain within the two-tier architecture. So again, they are divided new architecture, that is three-tier architecture. At the time, they are divided into three parts, into three servers. One is user terminal, application server, and database server. This is called the, still we are using the three-tier architecture only. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
See, these are the few SAP modules like FICOS, accounting, project systems, workflows, industry-specific, human resource management, plant maintenance, quality maintenance, product costing, PP means production planning, material management, sales and distribution. These are the few, not all, few functional modules. So what is the market capturing? What nature of companies are using? So these are the different nature of companies are using SAP software. Banking sector, healthcare, oil and gas, telecommunications, pharmaceuticals, also automotive, retail, chemical industries, consumer products, engineering, and different nature of companies are using the SAP software. Is also same. What is the main object of the SAP? If I use SAP software for my company, how it is useful? The first thing is, and everybody will expect the same thing, cost control and increase the profitability. When you have managed those four M's, automatically the cost will be reduced. When the cost was reduced, automatically the profits will be increased. Okay? And the third one is very careful about that, process standardization. What is meant by process standardization? That means if you want to implement the SAP for your company, at the stage, in the beginning stage, you have to design your company's architecture. Architecture in the sense organization structure. Why? What is the problem? At the time of organization structure, if you are not able to bother about creation, you cannot able to change. Once if you created the organization structure, you cannot able to do any modification. You cannot able to change the architecture. So when you are going to the implementation for your company, you have to think what is your future developments on your companies. Think it broadly. Based on the design your future perspective also. So once if you think your future developments, based on that, if you are able to design your architecture, that is in the long run you will get more benefits. The reason is, once if you design the organization structure in the SAP, we cannot able to change anything. So we must be care about that architecture design. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So coming to projects point of view, in SAP we have different projects. Okay. Like mainly we have four types of projects. One is implementation, support, rollout, enhancements. Implementation, what is meant by implementation? What is this functionality? Implementation means, till now I am using some X software for my company. I am planning to use SAP software. That the when you are starting the SAP freshly, that is called the implementation project. Okay.
Okay.
Support in the sense, implementation is over. After completion of the implementations, the users are using SAP software. at the time, if they are facing any problems, against those problems, the consultant has to provide the solutions. That is called the support or maintenance. Coming to rollout. Rollouts are two types. One is plant level, another one is country level. First of all, what situation we can able to do? SAP is a very costly software. So the people who want to use the SAP software, they have a little bit fear about that. This is a very costly software. If I implement for my company, really is it suitable or not? Okay. If they have that type of doubts, what we suggest, first you implement for only one particular plant or one particular country level business. Okay. See the taste of SAP. How much you are comfortable. Just check yourself. Based on that, I'll do the implementation for the remaining plants or remaining countries. Okay. That means we are going to implement either plant by plant or country to country. Okay. First we are going to implement one particular country. If the client was happy, then we do the implementation for the remaining countries also. Okay. Step by step. That is called the rollout. Okay. Last one is enhancement. Every 5 years or 6 years once, we are going to the SAP is going to introduce a new software. Okay.
Which version is the SAP's most updated version? We are on ECC 6.0.
ECC 6, ECC 6, EHP 5, the version.
ECC 6 of what?
ECC 6 is the version. The package is present to EHP 5 in ECC 6.
Okay. Is ECC 6.0 still the most updated version?
No, the version is ECC 6, EHP 5 we are going to use. We are going to discuss our concepts also. That is the latest version.
Oh, okay.
And enhancement. Enhancements, every few years once the SAP is going to release new versions with the latest features. The previous version, what are the problems the clients were facing, based on their problems, they are going to provide the solutions at the new version. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So that is called the upgradations or enhancements. These are the different types of projects available in SAP. Okay. Coming to FICO module, mainly what are the concepts we are going to cover? What are the modules? Mainly we have in FI 4 modules. One is general ledger accounting, account payables and account receivables, asset accounting. Okay. Coming to controlling point of view, we are going to discuss about the cost centers, cost elements, internal orders, profit centers. These all are the concepts one by one in detail. All the scenarios we are going to cover. And the one more important point is integration. Integration, what is the level? Actually, FICO is the very heart of the all modules, right?
Yes.
So what is the FI related activities? If, for example, FI and MM integration point of view. So what is the integration between FI and MM? What are the activities we have to do as a FICO consultant? What is the life cycle of the FI and MM integration? And the same way, we are going to discuss about the FI and SD integration. These are the concepts we are going to discuss in detail in our course. Hello?
Yes, yes, I'm still here.
So this is the brief introduction about all the things. SAP, what is SAP, what are the modules, what we are going to discuss in our session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Yeah, I think for this time training, I'm only focused on FICO module.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Like you said, the financial accounting and controlling all the master data maintenance and all the integration calculation between FICO and SD and MM. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm wondering, during our training, are we going to cover any report painter or reports or?
All reports, each module wise, we will discuss the reports For example, we completed the GL. So what the GL level, what are the reports we have, we will discuss. All the reports I will discuss with you. That's not a problem. That will become commonly. No, standard reports we are going to discuss. Customized reports we no need to discuss, right? The reason is that customized reports developed by the ABAPers. We are not going to do anything. Just what is our requirement, what report do you want, what are the fields we want, we are going to explain to the ABAPers. Okay. Based on that, the developers is going to develop the customized reports.